fishing and livestock programs. So I'm sure I speak for all of us when I say we're all proud to have worn the yellow and white. And once again, Aaron, thank you for the club for having us here tonight on this memorable occasion.
August last year, Gary, my son, myself and Shane talked through Facebook about how next year would be 40 years since we seen most of you guys. And I don't know who it was, but somebody suggested, wouldn't it be a great idea to have a get-together?
Greg White.
Yeah, I knew I had something to answer. Anyway, we had this chat, and Shane said, well, how are we going to contact people? And I said, really? What about through Facebook? And he said, okay, do it. And I said, mate, I'm too bloody old to understand how to do it. So he said, oh, all right, I'll do it. So really, Shane's the one with Gary that instigated this whole night. They took it, they ran with it, we tracked people down. I see just walking in the door, Terry Barnes. He was the hardest bastard to find of everybody. And he only lived another era. The second hardest to track down, although he kept on getting on the Facebook and mentioning things, was Francis Latu. Or Frankie as he wants to be known now.
Single.
I must have emailed him, talked to him on Facebook until the cows come home. No. Frankie being Frankie wouldn't answer. This week he rings up, oh, sorry I didn't answer you, but I'm coming. Thanks, Frankie. Or Francis as we all know. I'm not going to say much more until the end of all the speeches, but I just find it incredible to see you guys here tonight, and your partners. I've got to make a special mention to three parents. First of all, Colin Dempsey's mum and dad, Sean and Marie. When I was coaching, you two guys couldn't have been more supportive if you had to coach the team yourself. If I needed something, Sean was there. If we needed transport, Sean was there. And Marie, of course. If we needed tote tickets sold, Sean was there and he helped sell them. Mrs. White, Rama, always one of the most supportive people out. She had to be because she was the only one that could control Gregory. Gregory tonight looks quite a massive guy, but he used to have a mop of ginger hair, had the cheekiest bloody face out, and he probably got his bum kicked more than anybody else in the team. There's one guy that can't come tonight, and he lives in Western Australia, and that's Brett Wilson. But we are so pleased that his mum and his sister were able to come along. And that shows you what they think of Brett and the team. His wife's gone through a bit of a challenge with ill health, and I know that we all wish her the best, and we've told her that on Facebook. And it's one of those things that just happens. As I said, I'll talk a little bit later about things, but please, to all those people I've mentioned, thank you so much. Sean, you really cheesed me off, mate. You look so well, and you look so fit, and I'm walking around with a bloody crutch. So later on tonight, we'll talk a little bit more, and we might tell a few home truths about a few of you guys. Thanks very much.
Well, coming down from there, also a few more acknowledgements to my partner in crime tonight, Gary Dixon. Also to acknowledge Gary's assistance, who I thought came up with the idea, and we'll give you that mantle, mate. But, no,
it was Greg White and
Greg?
myself.
Okay, well, both yes, thank you, Greg, too. Now this man's got more frequent line points than a trip to Mars and back, and clearly has the drive and determination, his father's drive and determination to succeed in life. Yeah, look, we're just wrapped with everything you've done, so thank you. Also a big thank you to those boys who put their hands in their pockets this evening to assist them tonight, and I'll just say you know who you are, so thank you very much to those sponsors we have assisting tonight, so thank you. 1974. Well, let me take you back to 1974. The death of our then Prime Minister, Big Norman Kirk, aged 51. The Commonwealth Games were held in Christchurch. Memories of Dick Taylor winning the 10,000 metres on the opening day. And our local Auckland champ, world record holder, Sir John Walker, who couldn't quite beat Philip Pai of Tanzania in the 1500 metres. Also our national cricket team, who beat Australia for the very first time in a test match.
Haven't done it since, have they?
That's what Google told me. And then there was us, Bill's team of 74. Young lads of 11 years of age, not a pube in sight.
Did I need to hear that?
As for me, I'd never played the game before, other than playing bull rush at Cubs and school. But together we formed a team which will be forever etched in our memories. 1974. So, I guess it's a reflection on where we've been, and I guess for myself it's been a journey, and you know, it's so nice to see you right here tonight, and it was a bit hard for me to recognise some of your faces, and thank God we had the name tag, so great idea. But yeah, time's been kind to a lot of us, sadly not for others, but anyone found my teeth? I'm sure they're out in the ground somewhere.
Won't need enough, guy.
No, it's not true. But look, yeah, look, without further ado, I'd actually, you know, like to sort of get into the presentations, because I'm sure the boys have got a few things to say. So here we go. So without further ado, I'd like to formally request my teammates, upon hearing your names being called, to step forward and be presented with a memento honour cap, which I hope all the time will become a family heirloom. To those members not present, we also acknowledge their contribution to this team, and you know, as Bill touched base on, our thoughts, particularly with Brett Wilson, home in Perth tonight, and you know, caring for his beautiful wife, who's battling cancer. So yeah, certainly we are seriously thinking about Brett. And again, who's also represented by Loretta and Tracy. So again, welcome to you guys, and yeah, let's enjoy the night. I'd like to step forward our captain back at 74, Mr. Conal Dempsey, who has kindly said he'd assist me in calling some names out. And guys, you're very welcome to as you receive these, and of course we need Aaron as well. Please, Aaron. As you receive these caps, so you're very, very welcome to have your say, and but I've been told to keep it short, okay? 5 minutes each. All right, so I'll hand over to Conal.
Yeah. Should be focused and flash on, I think. Just check. Check the flash.
Gary. Gary.
Yeah.
That other bit of paper he's looking for was in where the photos were.
Everybody here in this team, that the guys that organise this are just absolute wonders. TePapa has always held a special place in my heart as a kid growing up and playing sport at Ferguson Park. always look to see how they're doing in the paper. And I remember a few years ago we used to follow them, you know, quite a bit down here. But yeah, it's very, very happy memories of the club, and Bill, you know how much I think of you. up the bum every now and then. And hey, Barnesy was always late, you know that. He was under a pipe somewhere, doing all sorts of things. But yeah, it's great to see these guys here. So yeah, I think there's a bit of a special telecommunications going there. We've got a Brett Wilson. We have Brett Wilson in the house.
Let's see if we can find him. Let's see what we can do.
Well, hello.
Hello!
Is that Shane Sherrill I'm speaking to?
You are speaking to everyone here, and we're all listening intently.
Well, congratulations to everyone that's here for the team of 1974. My name is Brett Wilson. I was the number 4 lot.
Who was your partner in crime? Who was your co-lock?
Simon James. And you know, we used to have a spatial awareness. If there was a ruck, and I did say ruck, not anything else, he was my partner in crime. He was there for me, and I was there for him.
Awesome, awesome. Well, we've got Mum.
I'd like to take this. Sorry, mate.
I say we've got Mum and Tracy here tonight.
Yes.
A bit
I'd like to say hello to Mum.
wish her a happy Mother's Day for Sunday.
Indeed, indeed. My lovely sister Tracy, my cousin Jerry, and his son Brandon, who recently celebrated his 80th birthday. Happy birthday, Brandon. I wish I was there, right? I really wish I was there, but as a famous Australian once said, such is life. I'd also personally like to thank Bill and Gary Dixon for sparking everybody's imagination, and to Shane for lighting the fire and bringing it all together. Well done, boys. There's 3 things that I clearly remember about those days. First thing is our Wellington trip, Silver Star, the Black Polythene slide at the Chateau, and the very first ride on a plane for me from Wellington to Auckland. That was just awesome. The second thing I remember clearly was our disco days at the TePapa Reunion, with Nikki Duarte teaching Fiji's dancing, and Francis and Paul Larchen with How Deep Is Your Toe? And of course the girls, but few of us are still with those girls from those time and days, so the best said about that, the least said about that, the better. The third thing I really remember clearly is something called bullfed. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but Brian Moore and us did a thing called the double scissors, and we tried it twice on the same day in the opposite team 25, as it used to be called. Now, the first time it worked, it didn't go that good. We were all a bit nervous and a bit unsure. But the second time, Shane's determination said, right, let's do it. Bullfed, he yelled. I thought, right, saying, never give up. And it's not how hard you get hit, it's about how hard you hit back. Lastly, I'd like to say, I wish I was really there, but if anybody wants to come to sunny Perth, WA, find me on Facebook, and we'll have a room waiting at the Wilson Residence. Good night, good luck, and as always, Rick Wilson.
You can't take your own photo.
There's no wide angle on it. Do a selfie. There's no wide angle on the lens. Robbie, get your ass Peter Moore. It's good to see you, man. Good to see you, man. Thank you so much. Really good.
Don't forget you guys can talk. We're waiting for you.
Over here, microphone, Peter.
I think you know, photo first, mate. Just remember, guys, if you want to say a few words, feel free to say whatever you want.
to say shortly.
Okay.
Shortly.
You sure?
Yeah, shortly. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I've just arrived from Sydney.
Oh, wow. That's the other thing, guys. It's amazing. It's quite humble, I think, for everyone that's local. Just the amount of guys that have gone on the plane and come over here, and it's in absolutely incredible way. It's really, really is something. Here's another one, Greg White. You haven't changed much, but mop on your head, mate.
I'll behave myself.
I think you want to have something to say on the mic, don't you? Go on and get that mic.
Yeah.
Go on.
Go on, Greg. It was your idea, so you guys.
I'd just like to say thanks to everyone making the effort to come. And hope you all have a good night, and let's enjoy.
Second, Gary Little. Go on up there.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to everyone. It's so good seeing the guys again. I mean, it's been a part of my life for all my life. You know, you guys are so special, and it's the only photograph I've got at home, that rugby photo that I've actually kept on the wall. That's how important it is to me. I want to say a really special thanks to Bill, because what you taught me kept me in good stead for all my life, and I really appreciate everything you taught me. Thank you so much. Thanks.
David Stone. Great to see you here tonight, mate.
Yeah, good to see all you guys too.
No specs, It was always the right type. Come on, Dave.
Come on, Dave.
Get up there! I'd just like to say the same as everyone else. Thanks for Bill and Gary for organising all this. It's been pretty amazing, actually. To see some of these faces that, well, as I say, without name badges would have recognised. So it's pretty cool to see all you guys and see all you still alive and doing well and enjoying life.
I don't know about after tonight, but we'll still be alive.
organising for tomorrow for the game, he's pretty keen on getting the guys come together. So we'll see how we go.
Barnsey, Terry, great to see you here, man. I think we always had a move called Barnsey, didn't we? When you're throwing the ball on the line out. Yeah, mate, it's a good move. It always worked too.
Wasn't it straight? Straight.
First of all, Gary, thank you for the invitation. You're my first point of contact about this reunion. Shane, for your assistance. Obviously, our coach, Mr. Dixon.
Hey, off with you.
You're probably my inspiration to the game of rugby union. For those who don't know, I'm actually a hard-out leaguey now. I changed codes, but you helped me out at an early age, and I was one of those fortunate ones that ended up playing representative football. So to you, you were a big part of that in my heart. So thank you. I'd like to also apologise to some of the players there that I did actually play with in the past. Unfortunately, my memory is not all that good. Age has caught up with me, so I apologise if I do not remember you or recognise you, but that's me. TePapa, a lot of history here, especially when we're a lot younger. It was nice meeting some real good mates of mine like Greg, really good to catch up with you. Peter, there's a few others, but my memory's gone already. But, yeah. Once again, Gary, thank you very much. Cheers.
Great to see you here, man. Now, Trevor Abbott. He's going to move there.
We're going to have a photo.
Thanks for asking that, Gary. I got there early to help set up, and I tried to cap, it didn't fit. Thanks. Again, just passing on my thanks to Bill. TePapa's been in my family. I'm one of 11, so I'm number 10 in the chain. So a lot of my family came through TePapa, and I still live around the corner. So still on Mount Smart Road, still in the neighbourhood, still in the community. So to see everybody here, it's just really awesome. How much people have invested in TePapa and how it pulls them back and brings them back into the community. So it's good to see everybody.
Paul Latu. Francis,
He's at work.
He's at work? Jeez.
Can we get him on the phone?
Oh. Give Francis too, he's here.
Good old Trevor.
Cheers, Francis.
Wait.
Hey, Francis, now to stay up late. You're the next one on the list.
Does that mean I have to have something to say?
Yeah. Sure, plenty.
Yeah. As you know, I've still got hair. Still black. If you did not hear what someone called for toilet paper? Hang on.
Francis, you need the microphone. Come on, Mike's here, mate.
So he's got 2 keeps, has he? He's done the double?
You
No.
got 2 caps, Francis?
Oh, sorry.
No, one.
Oh, he's going to talk this time. Okay.
This is your one, Francis. You had the extra size.
Guys, it's been a long time since I've seen a lot of these people in our neighbourhood, and our family's been in this neighbourhood for years and years and years, and you know, shit, I'm still playing football and trying to, maybe, and hopefully tomorrow I'll see a couple of you guys out on the field, but there's a lot of people here that I grew up with, and I'm very sorry if I stole your peaches and your apples. I'm very sorry if I stole your blood, because I've been chased through this park. And not only your family, but my family. And yeah, and I'm pretty sure it was Sasa that stole that, that stole that flag off Peter's block. And I'm sure he's still got it. So, but I'm very happy to be here tonight. And you know, like I said, I've been in the club and I've been in Nanyanga for a long time, and as our family is, and it's just awesome. Thank you, Bill, Gary, and Shane, and the rest of the boys for putting up with us. And I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit drunk, so maybe I might be dancing on the table and we'll see who can dance with me on the table. Have a good night, guys, and it's great to see you. And I'll see you tomorrow. And I will have my boots and roll around on the ground with the rest of you. Good night.
Big part of the night here and here.
I get to get the big cat one.
It's almost the biggest one here.
Almost.
Yeah.
Now you know why I left that name. That'll do. Thank you. And Aaron, thank you. So we try and put it on? Yeah. See you we go. Oh no, again, now that's amazing.
Emotional speech.
Oh, emotional speech. Okay, well as you can see, I had my hair cut today and my hair dyed, so so I was ready for tonight. And as you can see, I put my suit on, and yeah, she was looking good, so I went to try to do it in the waistcoat. But it pinned me about 4 days ago when I left Melbourne, so I'll blame it on the Naki. I was down in the Naki for a couple of days, getting into their meat pies and other bits and pieces. But no, all good. Great to be home again. And it was funny, as I was driving in tonight, this afternoon when we set up the hall, and just glancing down the fields, you know, 40 years later, it still looks the same. You know, it absolutely still looks the same. And you know, I think as a junior, I didn't very often come up here because I don't think as juniors we're allowed to. It was like seniors only. But you know, memories of playing back then. I mean, I used to get quite emotional listening to 1ZB. 1ZB still going today. Or the cancellations. Who remembers always listening as a child to those cancellations? And when a game was cancelled, I would start to cry. So much, I just so wanted to play rugby, you know. And I think it was one of those times in my life where, for once, I actually felt like I belonged to something. I actually belonged to a team, and I think back then I was, you know, you start to develop as a young guy playing cups, you know, cups and stuff like that. But you know, it was the first actual team I belonged to, and yeah, and you know, it really did feel like I belonged somewhere, and you know, here we are all these years later, still mates, and you know, maybe with technology these days, with Facebook, we can stay together and you know, and continue to see how our life journey continues. And as I say, a lot of fathers and other responsibilities in life, but you know, it always comes back to grassroots. And again, you know, so proud of Bill, you know, choosing us as a team that he wanted to get together, because obviously it was something very special to him. And I think it was a no-brainer when the idea came up to get together. And thank you for everyone that's here tonight. So God bless you, and let's enjoy the night, as everyone's saying. So, yeah.
About the pubes, mate. You always had a moustache. No, it was always there, mate. I remember quite well. It came in handy when we were playing a big team, which is usually most of the time. You'd always give some of the thumb. The old Sasa. We.
So give him his flag back.
Was it not guilty, or you got to shed some light on it, Sasa? Chopper for you. Own up or leave it a mystery.
Don't tell my secrets.
No, it wasn't me that took that flag. France has still got Shane's speedos.
They were frosty too.
I'd just like to welcome all of you here and thank the boys that arranged this, and that it's been a pleasure being involved with all of you guys, and yeah, it's great being here. Just like to thank Coral and his mum and dad for introducing me to rugby. He brought me here, and I've only played for one rugby club, but now I'm a league fan like Terry. All right. And yeah, just good seeing you guys, and thanks and all the best for the future.
We all want to know, Sasa, are you playing tomorrow soon?
Yeah, I'm trying to arrange it.
John Gothard, I caught up with you just having a meal. Where are you, John? It's great to see you, mate. I think Shane's arranged it that you've got the largest.
Oh, look. So you get the top of the buffet, just so Johnny.
What is John? Yeah, put him on me. Perfect.
Should it fits.
Hey?
Yeah, well, I've got the smallest head.
You sure you're measuring the right head, bro?
Bruce,
I've got to
thanks.
go to my stomach size.
How about Bruce?
Right, we're on. Come on, Gary. One at a time. I was lucky to be dragged up on the same street as young Gary here. Bill was our coach. I could never miss practice. He'd say, where would you be? Where would you be? And I got told tonight that where these squash courts were, I remember this, when we were young fellas, and you'd peek in the doorway and there was wood chips on the ground. So when it was wet weather out there, you could come inside and train in the wood chips. I can remember training in the wood chips. It was always out in the mud, up and down the bank, and the big size, whatever up my arse when I lifted my head out of the scrum. Talking to Bill before, he said, shit, if I was a coach now, I'd be in prison. Child abuse, kicking kids, smacking kids, and he said, I'd go home and he'd tell my old man what I'd done wrong, and my old man would give me a slap as well. So you and Dad would probably be locked up together, Bill. It was a great year, and the other couple of years we had together as well, and it's great to see you here doing well. And Gary, thanks guys for sorting it all out, and fantastic. Take care, and maybe another 10 years, we'll have another one.
Hey,
cheers.
When Bill rang me up about this, I thought I'm extremely honoured because I didn't actually play for the team. I was one of the Tin Badge Brigade. I was the rugby union delegate. So thanks, guys. And I really appreciate being included with these celebrations tonight. Those 40 years go on. Have a good night.
Even with his blue suit.
So I tried to find it, mate.
Bill, you wouldn't be arrested, mate, for putting the boot up somebody's backside. I've been coaching since under sixes, my boys, and yeah, there's the occasional boot going up backside, so yeah, their parents don't mind. It's all kept building.
And funny enough, your parent didn't mind either.
You didn't catch me to get one away, did you? One was a bit quicker than me. But dreams are free. Well, this one's
yes.
wow.
Oh, yes, exactly.
Okay.
So, there we go. Now, I reckon we might upsize you, sir, because we've got a, give that a shot. I'll,
Bit shaped.
so yours.
Hey, I never had 2 photos.
You got 2 hats.
Okay, we've also got another presentation. Sorry, beg your pardon. You're on.
No.
I'll grab the last one. So that one's yours.
This one is?
Yeah, correct. Yep.
Alright. This
Would you do the last? I'll do the second last. Beg your pardon. Getting in tune here. I'd also like to present Aaron Pascoe and the TePapa Rugby and Sports Club with a memento as well. So we've also got something to put in the honour box or the trophy box from us on behalf of the team, Aaron, for the special occasion. So hopefully it might inspire others to do something similar. But certainly an heirloom and an era that probably prior to your Actually, there's the 61. I thought I'd lost it. Looks great. So look, on behalf of the team of 74, you as a representative of TePapa President, thank you very, very much again for having us, and I hope
I'm going to just hold that for a second. The box on me, not shame. You don't want to put it back out. You don't have to weigh as much as he did, do you? Why do you have to weigh?
this photo's going in the list.
Beautiful.
Bill also coached my team. In 1976, I was 4 years old. It is my first rugby photo. It has names like Smisson, Dando, Pomedy, Dixon. It's got this group of people who are community. They're part of you. They're part of us. And I think it's an incredible thing what this club was, and hopefully still is, to this community. My grandfather coached here. My grandmother was on the women's committee and darned socks. My father played here in the 60s, and here I am as chairman, and my son plays soccer. we all have our challenges. But what I'd really like to say, because I think it's actually the most important thing, is how impressive it is that you guys as a group of people have come together for this reunion. We have our senior team 2 weeks after the season ends, and we struggle to get enough of them to have a team photo 2 weeks later. The fact that 40 years later, you guys have come together is a testament to the bond you guys had as a team, to the bond you had to your coach, and to the bond you had to the club. And I tell you what, it's bloody impressive. I do not believe anywhere else, anywhere, that we could have an under-10s reunion 40 years later in the club. And I tell you what, on behalf of the club, it's a thing of pride, and it should be a thing of pride for you guys. And I hope you take that pride and you use that to really make for an awesome weekend. Come down tomorrow and enjoy the Prem's game, and hopefully that pride and that being at one together spreads through the club and spreads through the community, because it's awesome, guys. And I tell you what, give yourselves a hand, because I tell you what, it's bloody awesome, and I don't think it's matched anywhere. Well done, guys.
The club is always a big part of our memories, TePapa and the team. And we always like to see you guys doing well. And I know you guys, like any club, they struggle at times, but there's always turning the corner, right? It's going to happen, definitely. It starts from the bottom up. kids run around the street today are the future of this club. But yeah, no, it's awesome words. Thank you very much. So now the last hat, and it's got to be the largest one yet, 62. This has got to be at the 64 range, surely. This goes to a bloke that we all have so much respect for. And yeah, the genuineness of his caring for us as kids, whether we were good, bad or ugly, whether we won or we lost, quite frankly I was surprised at how many games we won good. You know, I was looking at the stats here and I said, geez, we're actually not too bad. But I don't remember that. I just remember being a team with good guys and guys that would just turn up every practice. And it's nice, the ground hasn't changed, the lights are still dim. It's still just one side of the field. You know, it's all really cool. You know, and this night's very, very cool. And it's all because of you, mate.
Yeah.
So please come up here.
Spin that box around so we can see the Anyone else want to get a photo?
Yes.
Not get in the photo.
Well, I'd just like to correct a few things. Number one, I'm not the reason the team is as it was then or as it is today. I think I had a part in it. But each of you guys want to think back to your parents. Without your parents, none of us would be here today. Without your parents, we wouldn't have gone on trips to Wellington, to Tamaranui, twice. And whenever I asked that we wanted to go away and I said, look, would you fundraise? Today the bloody cops would have a field day because we ran so many tote tickets, it wasn't even funny. We ran raffles that were probably highly illegal. Aaron's a detective senior sergeant in the police. He'll tell us that we would have been bloody arrested.
That's all right, we ran 2 illegal functions today.
On a Saturday morning in the off-season, most of you guys will remember Jimmy Smithson. Jimmy Smithson was mad as a maggot. Hopefully he'll be here tomorrow.
He will be.
Jimmy Smithson was the club chairman at the time. Jimmy Smithson had a deal going with a guy in the Coromandel that every Friday night in the off-season, crayfish, live crayfish, would be brought up to the club. They'd be put in the shower room at the referee's room. On the Saturday morning, us coaches who wanted to fundraise for the team would take them down to the old Penrose Tavern, and I kid you not, if I was standing here with a crayfish, the queue was as long as this bloody hall. And the crayfish were alive and snapping, you'd hold them by the back, and you couldn't sell enough tickets. And that's how we fundraised for you guys to go for the trips. Not me by myself, but every parent that you guys have. I've mentioned some of them here tonight, and I thank yous all, and I thank all the parents, and I know some of them have passed on. I'd also like to remind you that the person in the team that was the most hardest done by was my little fat mate sitting beside me, same stature as me, Gary. I'd like to take you back to the trip we had to Tamarinu. And we got billeted. And when we got billeted, and I didn't know until I got down there, the coach of the other team said, oh, look, we've got one problem. one of the people in our team's a girl. Now, under 10-year-olds in those days would run a bloody mile rather than get teamed up with a girl. So I thought about this, so I went to Gary and I said, mate, I've got a bit of a problem. We've got one billet that's a girl. He looked at me horrified. I said, I'm sorry, you've got to be billeted with them because nobody else will. So he said, all right, okay, Dad. Because he was shit scared of me like you guys were. and so he went and billeted with this girl. I would suggest today, if we went away on a trip, I'd have to beat the living shit out of you to stay away from the girl. Right, Shane? So thank you, Gary, for doing me honour.
You know we have pig strotters for dinner.
Yeah.
I clearly remember we had pig trotters for dinner.
A delicacy.
Can you remember the girl's name?
Over the last few
Still
weeks,
pen pal.
that I thought about things that you could say about you guys. Each an individual person that's here, I could tell a story. Robbie Green played 1 year for the club. What does he do? He's like Francis Latu, he's like Terry Barnes. He buggers off to another code. But I don't mind him going to league, he went to bloody soccer. Right? Thank you. Abbo, I'll never forget you, mate. Not because of you, but because of your mum. Every time you drove past your house...
She's still alive,
yeah, I know. Every time you drove past your place, Mum would be sitting outside in the garden, weeding the garden. Gary Little. Later on tonight, we're going to have a photo taken over there of the original team. And we're going to try and get you in the same positions as you were. I want to see Gary Little sitting cross-legged. He's the only one here tonight that was in that photo that was sitting cross-legged. Geez, I'm going to enjoy that. Not so much of getting down, but getting back up and Terry, you played for us and you were a brilliant player. Like every player that we had in the team. No, give us all a clap because every one of you were brilliant. But mate, the thing I'll remember is your mum running up and down the sideline screaming your guts out. And I never saw a person that was brave enough to stop it. Because I wasn't. Francis and Paul Large. We went to Wellington. Francis and Paul had never been away from home for a weekend. Or for any time. Their mum dressed them, you know what Francis and Paul were in those days? They were scruffy little buggers that ran around here, created havoc, pinched bloody things off kids' bikes, and wreaked havoc around the neighbourhood. The day we left, the Friday night we left at the Auckland railway station, Francis and Paul turned up and you could hardly recognise them. They were immaculate. They were dressed to the nines, they were bloody smooth characters. Until halfway down the island on the train, because they'd never left home before, they got bloody homesick. Here's these two little hoods that were running around the neighbourhood, and they didn't want to be away from their mum. But I'll tell you what, I haven't mentioned everybody. Greg White, little ginger-headed guy, round face, always had a smile. It was the cheekiest bloody smile I've ever seen in any kid. He again was one of those characters. David Stone and John Gothard. I'll put you together. You were two of the quietest guys in the team. And look at you now. Jesus. But the one thing I've got to say is one that goes to a guy that's not here tonight, and he played in one of the teams. His name was Paddy McGeady. Paddy McGeady was a little guy who could run like a march here. He was the hardest kid I think I ever tried to control. And when we announced we were going down on the trip, his mother rang me and said, could I come and see her? And I said, yeah, good as gold. Went down to the bottom of Alfred Street, where they live, and she said, Bill, I've got a problem. I said, what's that? She said, Paddy's going away with you for the weekend, but she said, Paddy never wears undies. Francis will tell you this is true. What
are you implying? What are you implying?
I've got to make sure you understand. The reason Francis remembers is when they were at primary school and they used to do gymnastics, the gym teacher used to send Paddy off because his private parts were hanging out. Anyway, Paddy McGetty's mum said, I bought him some clean undies. Would you make sure that he wears it? So the whole trip, every time we got together in the morning, Paddy, he goes, yes, Mr. Dixon. Are you wearing your undies? Yes, Last, Shane. Shane and Gary together. And to the other guys who put sponsorship money in. Without this tonight, as I said, your parents were the reason that all you guys are here tonight. Secondly, without the generosity of those guys, we wouldn't have had a night. But thirdly, my mind boggles when Shane was talking before about puberty. And none of you guys had reached puberty and you didn't have hair. And I'm thinking to myself, thank Christ that you guys, when you shower, you didn't take your undies off. Because the sight would have been bloody amazing. People, you made an old man very happy tonight. Very emotional. And if I die tomorrow, and God forbid, my wife will kill me if I do, I don't think I could be more happier than seeing everybody here tonight. Thank you very much.
I've got a father and son combination here, which I'd actually like them to step up because I want the old man to actually give his son a cap, which we have arranged. Because you know, he's a very special guy, this guy, and you know, I know it's nearly what it is. You know, with the affection he has for this place as I do. So look, can I have the Mr. Little Senior and Junior, Brandon, come up here, and I'd like your father to give you a presentation. And, so Brandon, would you like to say a couple of words about the old man? Let us know what he's really like, okay? You tell the truth, mate, you're much free.
Well, I just ruined my hair. Yeah, he's told me a bit about his team when I was young, sitting at the dinner table, and yeah, I've seen one and only picture, which is this one. As I saw, you guys were a pretty solid team. Dad talked himself up a bit, like he was. I'd still probably be a better fullback. Yeah, you guys seem like a pretty good side, and yeah, thanks for this. Pretty good.
We just need to mention, and including Bill has handed me a printout of the Auckland Rugby website. Apparently a spool on this evening is up there, including our photo, and it talks about, I can't read it because it's so small, but it talks about the fact that we are having a reunion. As Aaron said, he doesn't believe there's many teams at our age are actually having a reunion such as this, so it's quite amazing. So hopefully we can get on the websites, maybe we can post some comments there, and you know, a very proud occasion. It's been recorded in history there, so being fairly privileged again to be in the media. So yeah. We've also got these team photos that Gary has printed out, and look, we would like everyone to sign all of them if possible. I know we've started, and I know you've probably got writer's cramp, but please guys, if we can make our way either down to get them signed off before we get too sloshed, and don't bring your beer to the table so that we don't spill anything on. Because again, you know, they would be a lovely memento of the night. So let's do that as well. Looking at tomorrow, we've all been invited back, and I stress very strongly that particularly the men, really, boys, we need to be here to support the club tomorrow. Particularly, I believe Aaron said there are 3 games. I'm going to be here for the first one, the junior under-10s, correct?
Yep.
Under-10s? What time?
10:30.
I think I'll be staying here tonight, darling. I'll be what she says.
Under-10s are at 10:15.
Yes.
And every one of the under-10s are going to get one of you guys.
What about the other 15s? Because I'm ready for that.
You're ready
the over 35s are playing at 2:45.
It's 15 stone, is it?
And of course, the highlight for me is certainly going to be one of the highlights tomorrow. We're going to be watching the Prezzies going around. And Aaron, what time will the Prezzies go around? At 2:15? No, 2:15. 1.
The coach is not sure between 1 or 2:30, but he's decided 2:30.
He must be a Latu.
So, can we have a show of hands who thinks they're going to play Prezzies tomorrow? Oh, yeah. All right, look at it. We got Faye over here with a hand up.
No, keep the hand down.
Oi!
Okay, looks like we got the water boy coming.
He's going to referee.
He's going to referee. Fantastic. So, look, I would be there, but yeah, I'm carrying an injury, but we'll... True, I am. But where is it? But anyway, look, you need shorts or boots, I'm sure.
You only need boots for the Prezzies game. They'll supply the rest.
Beautiful. There we go. Heard it from the man himself. So no, very good. So and then after that we've got the seniors game, which
Shoes.
you know, hopefully we've got lots of guys here to watch that, and you know, we'll cheer them on, and I believe Bill, they're going to acknowledge.
At the end of the seniors game, Aaron has just told me that after the seniors get showered, they come up here and they shower now because they've got pubics. Unbeknown to you guys, it didn't happen. They come up here and the club turns on a feed for everybody in the place, so you'll get fed and watered, and then Aaron intends to call the 74 team up, introduce you to them, and then we'll go
Not
on.
my name.
No, just the group, because tomorrow is the old boys' day and the sponsors' day, and we don't want to kill their day. We've had our night tonight. We're going to be introduced, maybe, hopefully, to get some of them off their arse to do a reunion of their own sort, and then we'll disappear and mingle in, and then as long as the bar's open, you guys are there.
Fantastic. Now, speaking of the bar, I believe that the tab is still running, so we are still good to go, okay? So certainly enjoy that. I don't know what time we'll finish tonight, but the bar is licensed for midnight, but maybe me and you, bro?
From me, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm here all day tomorrow, and I'm going to pop home and see my wife. Just for a moment.
Thank you very much, Aaron. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thanks, Aaron.